Hey guys, another week, another game dev vlog, and this is the first vlog that I'm shooting on my phone, so it may take a couple weeks to try to dial everything in, but overall should be alright for now. Anyway, this week did start a little bit slow, but on Monday we did do something interesting, and that was that me and Alex, as you may know, we work together on a lot of stuff that we're doing, and we make up Lightwolf Studios. We had our first official Lightwolf Studios meeting, or at least the first one in a very long time. We haven't really been taking Lightwolf Studios seriously as a business. It's just been a name for us to publish our games under. But we really need to start thinking about what Lightwolf Studios is and how we want to approach this going forward. Anyway, we did do a lot of very interesting discussion about all that, why we want to make games, which direction we want to go, how it's going to actually be affordable so that we can actually make enough money to be able to keep doing what we'd like to be doing, all that kind of stuff. We're definitely going to have another meeting here soon, but I think it's a good start. Anyway, after that, we started working on the update for Everybody Edits that came out, and that was the 4th of July update, and we added fireworks and some other bug fixes and such. That was just meant to be a fun little update with some new stuff to mess around with for the time being. Anyway, after that, I worked on some stuff to do with Rotate. I got a walkthrough video out, which I should have done a long time ago. I got a speedrun video out recently, and then in between that I was also working on some bug fixes. For example, the biggest issue was that when you are in Firefox and you have cookies and site data disabled, so it can't use the local storage, well, instead of Firefox just ignoring any queries to that, and the game just behaving as it normally would, just not actually saving or loading any data, well, what it does is it crashes. It throws an exception, and that exception isn't even obvious as to what the problem is. It's a security error. Not very helpful. It took a little while to track down what the actual problem was, but I eventually got that fixed, and actually I went ahead and did some stuff that I should have had in the beginning, which is actually whenever it can't do anything with the local storage, it actually has a little warning on the menus that tells you that it can't save your progress and how to enable it. So anyway, I got that update out. So really there's only one last thing I want to look at with Rotate. At least one person has had troubles with the game getting slower as they play it, but then when they refresh page and come back to that same level, it's running just fine. So I need to look into that one. Now, as far as the Congregate contest, obviously the time on that for the rating period is up, and I'm just waiting to hear the results of that, so who knows. So other than that stuff, the final things I was doing was a couple more bug fixes to Everybody Edits, including last night, and also getting back to work on Frost 2D, my game engine. That's what we'll be using for the Everybody Edits reboot. So it's coming together nicely. There's some optimizations I need to do to some code I had written previously, but overall it's getting there. It's definitely taking shape, and it already has some features that it felt like it was missing when I was working on Rotate, so these new features will definitely make things easier going forward. Anyway, other stuff that I was doing was a little bit of research, just barely, of some stuff to do with making the server. I was talking a bit with Cyril about that, and it looks like using C# and .NET Core to be multi-platform and all that is probably the direction that we're going to go. I do need to find a better way of editing C# and working with that than using Visual Studio, because that's just very bloated on my laptop. Because, well, depending on how the Congregate contest works out, I honestly doubt that I'll be able to get my new computer anytime soon, so I really need to find the ways to maximize the work I can get done on my current system. Anyway, basically this month I want to get a lot of this stuff figured out. I want to get Frost 2D out, like the first prototype version of that, out like really soon, the middle of this week if possible. And then I want to work on the server stuff, I want to work on rendering stuff and physics, at least a basic version that works at first. And I want to get like a proper multiplayer implementation on the server and clients and all that. I want to just get some sort of a tech demo done this month, if at all possible, because I really want to get making visible progress on all of this. And I really want to have some stuff to show you guys eventually when we can. And of course we'll have to be strategic about that. We don't want to let too much information out. We want to make sure that everything's like set in stone before we announce anything, because we don't want to be announcing stuff that doesn't actually make it in. All this stuff's just to be expected with this kind of project. So anyway, I guess that is going to have to be it for today. As always, I do want to thank my contributors over on Patreon. If you want to check out my Patreon page for yourself, the link is down in the description below. So yeah, I'll see you around. Goodbye.